for everything that he's gone through, to still have a positive outlook on life. Maybe that gives somebody else one more extra day of positivity. And I think that's very like, sorry. What's going on, everybody? It's McFly here, back again. I'm so excited. Today we're gonna be checking out another Ren song. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for the trilogy. It's a long one, so I'm just trying to find the time to sit down and record it and get it edited. But right now we are going to do chalk outlines. So my buddy James, who's the one who kind of told me about Ren in the first place, he's the one that told me to react to High Ren. He told me to just kind of sit down and listen to this and try not to interrupt it, because the whole emotional buildup of the song is what's the most important part. So I'm gonna try and do that, but I have a habit of, if I try to remember something and wait till the end, I'm not gonna remember. It's about a 6-minute song, it looks like. I'm excited for this one because I've seen his rapping skills with Sick Boy. I've seen his guitar playing skills with a little bit with High Ren, and a little bit of his singing skills, but I want to see his actual singing skills, his singing chops in this one. And people were saying that this is the one to go to for that. Never heard of Chinchilla, so maybe we'll be finding another artist, rabbit hole that I can go down, but I'm really excited for this one. Had a little bit of a rough couple days, so hopefully this one isn't too emotional. This one looks like it's just over 1 million views right now. So again, another song of his that looks like it's getting some good feedback. I want to go ahead and get started and react to this. So let's do that. All right, here we go. And this one is live as well. It says live and I see the mic on his shirt. The settings and the just the overall places they find to record is really cool, and the ambiance as well. I forgot to mention, on this channel, what we do is we watch the song, we react to it as it's going along. I try not to interrupt as much as possible, like I just did right now. And then afterwards, we talk about the message. We try to talk about the music and go over the music a little bit and how that affects the song. So that's what we're gonna be doing here. All right. Jesus Christ, that was loud. We got an electric this time. Beautiful tone.
I'm still here in this bed that I crawled in. I hope that I'm someone else in the morning.
Okay. I can already tell that this is gonna be a deep one. Let's talk about those first 2 lines for a second. I'm inside, still here in this bed that I crawled in. Let's relate it to Ren for a second. I know that we all know what Ren's going through. He had 23-hour spurts of not being able to get out of bed because of how much pain he was in. This is literal for him. He's still in the bed that he literally crawled into. And with everything that's going on, he wishes he could be somebody else. Now let's relate it to everybody else. When you have any type of ailment, whether physical, whether mental, it's very hard to want to be in the body that you are in. I know for me personally, when it comes to depression, when it comes to social anxiety, when it comes to any type of bouts with attacks, depression attacks, panic attacks, in that moment, in those moments, you want to be somebody else. You don't want to be yourself. So I think that's very relatable there. I'm getting already the tone of what my friend was talking about. So I think what I'm going to try and do here is, unless it's something extremely important, I'm going to wait till the end to talk about the lyrics and everything else. So let's go back a tad, and I want to make sure that we don't miss anything. And then I'm just going to continue. So let's start from the guitar.
I'm still here in this bed that I crawled in. I hope that I'm someone else in the morning.
Going on his guitar is perfect, and on his voice is amazing.
So take this one, wash it down, and you'll be fine.
Take this one down and you'll be fine. That fine, when he goes up to that, I can't do it. But when he goes up to the fine, he's going from his chest voice to his head voice. So he's going from his regular voice up to falsetto at the very end. To be able to do that, you have to have extreme control of your voice. And he's doing that. So he definitely has that control over his voice, which is incredible. Just in these first, 30, not even 30 seconds, I already can tell that he has at least control over the tone and the control of how he uses his voice. Okay, I won't stop it. I promise.
So take this one, wash it down, and you'll be fine. Then walk around in the floating chalk outline. So it goes, let it be. In the gallows, balanced on my toes so I can breathe.
What a line.
But little by little, bit by bit, I push it back down with a new habit. If not for long, just for a while, I'll bury myself with a great big smile. Oh my, oh my, we trace ourselves in these chalk outlines. Oh my, oh my, erase ourselves in these chalk outlines.
Okay. Oh my gosh. There was a crack there in his voice a little bit. Most of the time people have that when they're trying to go too high. I've heard him go higher. I'm going to say that that's emotion getting the best of him. I want to talk about one line, a couple lines, but in the gallows, balance on my toes so I can breathe. What a heavy line. This is Ren in Ren fashion, putting imagery to words, right? He's in so much pain. He's so depressed that he's barely hanging on for dear life. Literally, his life is on the balance. And you know, the gallows, for those of you who don't know what that is, when they used to hang people, it was called the gallows. So the noose around your neck, and he's barely tiptoeing just so he can not be choked and he can breathe. That's the visual representation he's giving to that. So he's barely staying alive, right? And that's what the floating chalk outlines. The depression, I'm sure the medication that they're giving him, right? It says, take this one, wash it down, you'll be fine. Talking about the medication he's on. Between the medication and his depression, he feels like he's already dead. He's a living, walking, just zombie, essentially. He's feels like he's dead. He's breathing, he's living, but he feels like he's dead. That's what the floating chalk outlines is talking about, right? This is we all have different interpretations and different ways of how we dealt with depression, but I think it's pretty safe to say that anybody who's dealt with depression, that's very good representation of how we feel, right? So I'm gonna back up a little bit.
The new habit, if not for long, just for a while, I'll bury myself with a great big smile. Oh my, we trace our in these chalk outlines.
Sertraline and a sip of serotonin.
Beautiful voice also.
Don't cry, 'cause there's a pill for everything. Take this one, wash it down and you'll be fine. The feeling goes and you draw a chalk outline.
So it goes, let it be.
Harmonies.
In the gallows, I'm balanced on my toes so I can breathe. But little by little, bit by bit, I push it back down with a new habit. If not for long, just for a while, I'll bury myself with a great big smile. Oh my, oh my, we trace ourselves in these chalk outlines. Oh my, erase ourselves. It's such a perfect day, take it just in case, take it just in case. I'm scared of being okay, 'cause all things change, all things change. It's such a perfect day, it's a beautiful shade, it's a beautiful shade. I'm scared of being okay, 'cause all things change. But little by little, bit by bit, I'll push it back down with a new habit. If not for long, just for a while, I'll bury myself with a great big smile. Oh my, oh my, we trace
got chills, man.
ourselves in these chalk outlines. Oh my, oh my.
Erase ourselves in these chalk outlines.
Oh my god. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think personally this one stuck with me more than High Ren did. I feel like this kind of speaks to me a little bit more. Sorry. Thing that's interesting about Ren's music is that, you know, besides the fact that it's relatable in a lot of, at least I've only seen 3 songs, right? So maybe my vision is skewed or my viewpoint is skewed on that, but and he can kind of genre bend and all of these things. But the thing that's very cool about his music is that it reaches everyone. Because he genre bends, because he is able to kind of do all different types of things, he can reach a bunch of different people. And I think we've seen everything that he has gone through, or not seen, but we understand now everything he's gone through with his physical illness, his mental illness, being in bed for 23 hours a day, and he still has a positive attitude on life. And this isn't to put down anybody who might have gone through less, because we all can only compare what the pain that we're going through with our own life. There's nothing else to compare to but what we've been through, right? But for everything that he's gone through, to still have a positive outlook on life, maybe that gives somebody else one more extra day of positivity. And I think that's very like, sorry. I think that's like he could potentially save somebody's life, Sorry, I don't know why. let's get into why I enjoyed this one, or at least why this one resonated with me more. I feel like the lines at the beginning, when it talks about anxiety, for me, relating it to anxiety and the bouts I've had with depression, right? There were days where I couldn't get out of bed. There were days where I wanted to be somebody else, and anybody else, honestly. And you stay in bed because you don't want to get out, and then your body physically aches because you're staying in bed and you're not moving around. So it's like a vicious cycle that you put yourself in. The other line too that got me was, "It's such a perfect day. Take it just in case." It could be at the end of your rope, both literally and figuratively, and you finally have a good day and you want to take that day because you never know. Maybe it'll be the beginning of the rest of your good days. But that's also a double meaning because of the meds he was on. It's a perfect day. Take your meds just in case something bad happens, right? That's a double meaning. That's powerful. I think this relates to what I said earlier about Ren's music possibly giving somebody one extra positive day, right? That perfect day could leave you better days to come. But I think the biggest one that hit me was this: "I'm scared of being okay." Because all things change. When you're going through all of these things, I've said this before in the high rent video, but you kind of get used to the depression being the only thing that you feel. Anything else is different. Anything else is scary. Anything else is weird. And you kind of almost want to feel that pain because that's all you know. But I also think that the days you are okay, you're afraid that you won't get that back again. And it gives you hope. It gives you hope that, oh, maybe this is the beginning of getting better. Maybe this is the beginning of a string of good days. But then you're also fearful that you could have a worse day. He talked about the pendulum in Hiron, from the dark to the light. Darkest shadows cast at the lightest times, right? You could have a perfect day, and then the next day could be your worst day. That really, really, really got me. I bury myself with a great big smile. I think that's one of the things I did wrong, to be honest. If I could tell anybody going through depression or anything like that, is to not try and just bury it deep inside. Because when it does come up, it's going to come out tenfold. It's going to come out way worse. I was notorious for that. I'd hide behind jokes. I'd hide behind self-deprecation jokes. I'd hide behind other things and laugh and try to smile my way through it. And that's not the best way to do things. That can make things worse. It works for some, but for most people, it doesn't work. Those were kind of the main things that definitely got to me. But this one was emotional, man. To see how emotional they were singing to each other, the eye contact that they made with each other is crazy. I know for a fact that Ren definitely felt it. Chinchilla, she's either an amazing actress or she felt it. Either way, it doesn't matter to me because the emotion she put into that was amazing. And the chills when she hit those high notes, which are hard to hit, by the way, because she's belching. She's essentially scream singing at that point, and you need great control of your voice. But that was intense. That gave me goosebumps, and that's kind of what got me. I was holding my emotions in. Again, you shouldn't do that, but once she did that, they kind of came out. But that's crazy. Now I want to talk about the music here. It's a very simple guitar line. Majority of the complexity is in their singing. And again, I'm not a vocalist, but I kind of mentioned at the beginning him hitting that. I can actually go back to it. Let's talk about it. All right, so those chords. You guys get a special treat now because you can hear the guitar. Those chords are C sharp minor. It's just a C sharp and the major third. I'm sorry, C sharp minor with the C sharp and the minor third. And then an A major with which is A and just the major third. And the E major with the E and the major third. So that's all that's super simple. And he embellishes that later, but I'll talk about that. I want to notate something, and you're going to hear the tone difference here. He's playing, and I think he's played this on both the songs he's playing with his fingers. He's plucking. He's not using a pick, right? So that gives a softer tone that's very much more intimate. It's very much more emotional. If I play it with a pick, well, first of all, you can't play that first part with me. Play those higher, the major thirds. Right? And then it's... So it's softer. You can control more intricacies of the notes when you do it that way. And he's vamping those chords. So he goes to an F sharp minor. Again, it's F sharp with the minor third. And then back to the A major. Back to the E major. And then he plays that twice. And then he changes it. Instead of going back to the E major, he goes to B major. Right? So it sounds like this. In the gallows, on my toes so I can breathe. So that's that part. So there he's playing. Yeah, so the A major to the E major, open, B major, C minor, C sharp minor. He's vamping that there. And then once Chinchilla comes in, he's playing the same intro, but he's changing the rhythmic pattern. It's the same thing, but he's alternate picking the root and thirds. But he does something pretty cool that I want to talk about. And this is all, changing it up like that is to build up to the climax, right? Not only are you building up to the climax in the vocals, but you're also building up to the climax in the guitar. That's one of the things I really like. He's playing, that's C sharp minor, A major, E, and then he's going up an octave. At least in this song, what that does is it creates almost like you're holding your breath, which goes this song. I think it goes greatly with this song because with all the struggles that they're going through, they're holding their breath. I just think that that's a kind of a nice touch that he put there. And then I think the next part, when he goes back to the E, he goes for a second there to kind of get tension. Again, little intricacies that Ren puts into his songs to make it to where, you know, it's building upon the song. It's building upon the tension of the song that he's going for. These are all purposeful things, not mistakes. These are all artistic ways to kind of help move the song along. So again, does that. The chorus is the same. He cuts it there for a second.
We trace ourselves in each other.
Okay, and then where's the... I think this is just A minor.
It's such a perfect day.
B, A, C sharp minor, B, and then he does a little walk up.
Such a perfect
The A,
It's a beautiful
C sharp minor.
It's a
So that's pretty much it. And the last thing, again, this is the
just
chorus.
for a while.
And they cut the music, which it's the calm before the storm, right? This is the emotional breakthrough of the song. This is them letting their emotions out. This is them this is where she does the scream singing. The best way to amplify that is to cut all music before you go into that heavy part. We do this in rock music all the time, where right before they go to the heaviest chorus or a heavy bridge, they cut the music out. And then the next beat, they go, right? This is a common thing. But instead of using instruments, they're using instruments and vocals too. Really, really, really cool. I really liked this one. To be honest with you, I'm not a fan of like pop ballads and stuff. Like Adele does those a lot. There's a lot of artists that do a lot of those. Personally, for me, I feel like while, you know, Adele like has a great voice, they don't speak to me. We've all had love. We've all had lost love. We've all had issues with relationships. I think this one, because of how emotional and emotionally attached I personally am to songs like this, I think this one hit me a little bit different. And I think that's what I love about Ren's music, is that it hits you different because it's relatable, like I said before, and it really brings home feelings and puts a picture with words in an artistic and masterful way of how you feel when you're going through these issues. I really, really, really like this one. I'm probably gonna watch it a dozen more times to see if I missed anything, but I really enjoyed this one. And I think this one was more of a masterpiece in a sense of writing visual imagery, honestly, more than High Ren was. High Ren was very a performance art. This one, while their performance made the song, I think the visuals he was able to portray through his words and the music together were definitely up my alley for sure. So I really enjoyed this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I apologize for getting a little bit emotional there. That's not like me to cry like that, so don't expect to see very much of that moving forward. But I appreciate you guys so much for the support. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for the support. And please do remember that good vibes are contagious.